G'day guys, so today we are talking about the reverse hyper machine. Fantastic exercise to attack those glutes in particular, but also just to get a little bit of decompression through the lower spine and open up that lower back for potential development and growth and overall just health and stability. So let's talk about this exercise. What a lot of people find themselves doing with this exercise is actually start a little bit too high and a bit too far forward when executing this exercise. And so what happens is that they end up overloading the middle of their back, and they think that this exercise is all about their lower back. So they think that walking away feeling loaded in this lower back position is a good thing, and it's actually not. That's not what we're designed to do with this particular exercise. What we are designed to do with this is actually to really dive into the glutes and be able to gauge some really good glute, ham, and lower back activation through this exercise. So what am I referring to when I am talking about this overextension? Well, what they do is, now this hand position is set for the next process, but I'll over exaggerate what that you see people do a great deal of is that they start a lot higher. So first of all, this pad is not allowing their hips to really drop all the way down. Okay, so you can see that I should be with my legs right in and under, okay, rather than, it's a bad example because it fell off, rather than in this position here. Okay, next what happens is that because they're so far forward and they're up like this, they tend to create this almost U shape with their head coming up and their lower back coming into the game, and they start to arch and pivot from this position here, and already my lower back is starting to load up. Okay, so I'm really starting to target those extenders far too much by going like this. Now, how we actually want to set up in this position is subtly but quite different. So first things first, obviously it's all about our hip position, so we want to make sure that our hips are able to get all the way down and under, or not under, but in a straight line with this pad here. Okay, so we don't want it so the pad's impeding us, we want it so that we can get right in and under. So first point of call then is that if your hands are reaching too far forward, I would suggest bringing the handles in closer, because again, it's about our hips, not so much how far our reach is. So bring these handles in a bit closer. Now next, obviously make sure this is on, but next, what we're going to do with our feet is we're actually going to create a bit of a Y pattern, so that when we're coming in, we're actually going to squeeze our glutes in, create that Y, and create tension with our legs by slightly pushing out and against this pad here. Now obviously this will be loaded, so you'll have a bit more tension through the pad itself or the belt. However, in this particular case, we don't, but you'll create some tension by simply just pushing it apart, which will activate those minor glute muscles, and then as we swing our legs back out, or not so much swing, contract our glutes, you will get your major glutes or the glute maximus involved as well. So we want to start in this position here, so you can see that my hips aren't too far over, my legs are going to create a Y, and I'm going to squeeze my glutes from this position. Now you can see how much taller my body is as well. From this position, I'm able to pull my scapula back and down, and that will alleviate this hinging point from the midsection of my back. So again, we're coming up, hips are going to be just over, shoulder blades planted back and down, have a nice tight back. My legs are going to create a bit of a Y, my glutes are going on, I'm coming up, squeezing hard, pause at the top, back down. Now you can see that my head wants to come up, I'm going to deliberately try and keep it down. So again, squeeze, and now all that load is being directed into my glutes rather than my extenders through my back. Okay. What we also want to not fall in the habit of is, obviously this is on a swing, all right, and obviously that there is moving under momentum. We want to make sure that when we are coming up, that we pause at the top and we're going to control that eccentric portion or that lowering and pause at the bottom. We do not want momentum in this game at all, because momentum will create a lack of stability, a lack of tension, and then our execution will be really, really poor. And remember our acronym: STEP, stability. So we're creating stability through our shoulder blades by pulling back and down, and our hips. Tension. Tension is being created through our glutes and also our lats by keeping us nice and sturdy. And we want to keep that tension on that muscle. If we have too much momentum, our muscle's not going to have the tension. So obviously we're losing that. And remember, time under tension is a hypertrophy principle. Execution, we want our first rep to look exactly like our last rep, so don't get lax on allowing your legs just to fall under. We want to make sure that we are controlling all the way down. Pause, rest, drive up. Take your time, no rush. And then lastly, P for performance, track your weight as it increases. All right, team, so remember, we don't want to be arching, head down, look down the head, and keep our lats pulled back and down, squeeze through the bum, create the Y through the feet, and you are going to get some really, really good results off our reverse hyper machine.